I'm tired of being right. You guys, I am tired about being right about this Mountain Dew conspiracy because we're about to have a blackout. Remember I told you guys to watch out for that flavor Baja Midnight? Well, guess what? Taco Bell is set to launch a permanent new flavor, Baja Midnight. Now, isn't it weird that Rosie O'Donnell puts out this cryptic message just last week?
Black out the system. Black out the system.
And of course, she's being all dramatic with a black hoodie, but she's clearly alluding to something like this. Blackoutthesystem.com just popped up, and their slogan says, "We're not asking, we're shutting it down." You guys, this is a call to action for a mass blackout to happen all over the United States, happening on September 16th through the 20th. And this is what they want you to do. No work, no spending, no travel, no projects, no events, no restaurants, no backing out. Yeah, this sounds really safe for our economy.
First of all, we're blacking out the system September the 17th. I'm talking about shutting down the whole grid, the economy, everything. No spending, no working, all of it. And we have created a Discord to ensure that
shutting down the grid. You guys, never in a million years I would expect it that a blackout would be self-inflicted by its own citizens. Do they not know what kind of chaos ensues from this? I mean, have we not all seen The Purge? I mean, what if even cops participate in this? So we just have a lawless land across 50 states. Got it. Not only that, 28 countries around the world are supporting this. Of course they would, because some of those people could be our enemies and they want a shutdown to happen. So I guess it's just a coincidence. While all this is going on, Mountain Dew releases Baja Midnight as a permanent new flavor, a new flavor that they've had in 20 years. I'm 30-0 at this point. Make sure you guys get my survival guide, link in bio, but what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below. I'm tired of being right. You guys, I am tired about being right about this Mountain Dew conspiracy because we're about to have a blackout. Remember I told you guys to watch out for that flavor Baja Midnight? Well, guess what? Taco Bell is set to launch a permanent new flavor, Baja Midnight. Now, isn't it weird that Rosie O'Donnell puts out this cryptic message just last week?
Black out the system. Black out the system.
And of course, she's being all dramatic with a black hoodie, but she's clearly alluding to something like this. Blackoutthesystem.com just popped up, and their slogan says, "We're not asking, we're shutting it down." You guys, this is a call to action for a mass blackout to happen all over the United States, happening on September 16th through the 20th. And this is what they want you to do. No work, no spending, no travel, no projects, no events, no restaurants, no backing out. Yeah, this sounds really safe for our economy.
First of all, we're blacking out the system September the 17th. I'm talking about shutting down the whole grid, the economy, everything. No spending, no working, all of it. And we have created a Discord to ensure that
shutting down the grid. You guys, never in a million years I would expect it that a blackout would be self-inflicted by its own citizens. Do they not know what kind of chaos ensues from this? I mean, have we not all seen The Purge? I mean, what if even cops participate in this? So we just have a lawless land across 50 states. Got it. Not only that, 28 countries around the world are supporting this. Of course they would, because some of those people could be our enemies and they want a shutdown to happen. So I guess it's just a coincidence. While all this is going on, Mountain Dew releases Baja Midnight as a permanent new flavor, a new flavor that they've had in 20 years. I'm 30-0 at this point. Make sure you guys get my survival guide, link in bio.
Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to entitle this lesson. But as you can see, you know, Esau's using his agent provocateurs, you know, to promote, you know, this blackout the system. Right, to, you know, to attempt to further mess up the economy. You know, we know and understand that this devil moves in order out of chaos. You know, he likes to bring order out of chaos. You know, he likes to, create problem, reaction, solution scenarios, you know, in the event to further his agenda. in the event to further his agenda, but it's all to no avail, because ultimately he wants to, he wants to push, his reglobalization. He wants to have the MOTB, spearheading the system, which we know to be the microchip, and he's going to do everything in his power to try to do it. He's going to do everything in his power to try to do it. So we have to hope for that. We already know what time we living in. You know what I'm saying? So when we see certain information, coming out, we take heed, we filter it through the scriptures, and we stay on the ready. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. That's right. Because what this devil wants to do is, he wants to further hurt the economy. What Donald Trump, is doing, alongside, the WEF, the World Economic Fund. You got that other devil, it's like they're playing games with each other. Something Powell, in which he's in charge of the lowering and raising the interest rates. They're going to end up lowering the interest rates, and they're going to print the shit out of the American dollar, further increasing the, further increasing inflation, with the price of goods going up and everything like that, because the value of the dollar is going to be so low, because they want to get rid of the old system, so they're going to try everything in their power to collapse this system, but ultimately the Lord is going to, disappoint the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. The ultimate enterprise is that NWO, the reglobalization. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So the Lord is going to take these devils in their own craftiness. What they intend to happen on the people, in turn is going to happen to them. The only people who's going to be safe and secure, within this process, is the elect. It's the elect, 2/3 is hit, 2/3 is hit, the other nations is hit. They all hit, and with these devils not being able to accomplish, the motives and the moves in which they set out, it's going to bring forth rage, right? And this is the book of Psalm, chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Because what they fail to realize is this is the Lord's movie. The Heavenly Father's in control. He never lost control. One of the greatest tricks the Heavenly Father is pulling is thinking that these Edomites are in control. Meanwhile, they're doing what he wants them to do. It's like this. It's like being in a fight, right? I always got to allude things to boxing because it runs parallel with one another. You have an opponent. You've downloaded their data already. You already can pretty much predict what they're going to do when you make certain moves, right? And here it is, your opponent is thinking that they're doing what they want to do when you're actually making your opponent do what they want to do. Like, here it is, I want this guy on this side of the ring, so I'm going to move this way. I'm going to make it look like he got some success in hitting me on this side of the ring, you know what I'm saying, so he could get his confidence up. And then in the middle of the late rounds, I know when I'm going to take this guy out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been doing what I want him to do the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And then the counter comes in. Because you've been making him do what you wanted to do the whole time. That's what the Heavenly Father's doing to this Edomite. He's just allowing him to gain confidence. That's what the Lord has got. That's what the Lord got going on. He's allowing him to gain confidence. All right, so it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder, and let's cast away their cords from us. And that's all a part of what? Setting up the agent provocateurs. Rosie O'Donnell, let's black out the system. Then you had the other bozo talking about how they're going to black out the system. They're using provocateurs in the attempt to disrupt the economy, or even that, or even like he mentioned, a purge. Let's say there's one bold agent provocateur, and he sets up he just quote unquote takes it too far, so to speak. And then you got other peons following the leader, in which they take it too far. And then what? National Guards get brought in, the army gets brought in, martial law. This is their way, because it's all revolving around the Lord's men, the prophets. Every move that they make is essentially to get rid of the prophets, man. It says the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. That's right. The Lord got these devils in the trick bag. Like I said, the Lord is making them do what he wants them to do. The Lord is making them do what he wants them to do. It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. That's like you talking to an individual while you're whooping his ass. You talking to him while you whooping his ass. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And that's why we are part of this truth. That's part of the reason why we are part of this truth. Because there's going to come a time to where all of this punishment that this devil has been placing on the Israelites, beginning with the elect, the Lord's going to allow us to inflict that same punishment upon them. We just got to be a part of this truth, first and foremost, sincerely. It says, for thine inheritance in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Meaning what? We're going to have slaves. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Meaning what? We're going to whoop ass in the kingdom. This is what your churches are not telling you. That we are going to be whooping ass in the kingdom. Right? It says, be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. And that's only the elect. The elect are the only ones that's going to put their trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua when all chaos is out here in this society. Psalm chapter 10, I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Who's the poor? The Israelites. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined. And that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. And we just patiently waiting for it. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Let's eat him. He wants control so much, he's willing to destroy himself. And that's what's going to happen. He wants control that bad, he's willing to destroy himself. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Why? Because he has technology. He feels as though he has certain weapons in which these other nations do not possess, in which the Israelites don't possess. So he has pride. He pays people off to do his bidding, like these agent provocateurs. We of the hopeful light, we're just gonna laugh at the end, because we know we have the information, we have the drop. So all we got to do is continue to teach the word, be still, and wait for the Lord's wrath upon the enemy. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. This is the mindset of Edom. This is what you call pride. But guess who put that pride there? Yahweh. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, causing the whole black out the system. That's what you call mischief and vanity. Because at the end of the day, it's going to no avail. It's not going to profit. All you're doing is just causing a catastrophe amongst the people. And guess what? We're for it. You know, all the things that happen to the good for them who love the Heavenly Father. It says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. You know, so that's why I said all of this madness is happening, because Edom's eye is against the poor, the Israelites. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. I forgot which devil it was, but they said they lust for the hour of martial law. Why are they lusting for the hour of martial law? Because they want to kill you niggas. They can't wait to kill you niggas. And if they got to kill some Edomites, some Ishmaelites, some Hamites in the process, they are okay with it. You know what I'm saying? He hath said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. You know, he think that the Lord forgot about us. He feels like the Lord is allowing this to happen to his people, not knowing that there's going to be a uno reverse. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn the Most High? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief in spite to requite it. With thy hand the poor committeth himself. Unto thee thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked, and the evil man seek out his wickedness till thou find none. And this is why we do these shows. We seeking out his wickedness. We're breaking the arm of the wicked. You know, the power lies in his secrecy. And the Lord is ultimately going to destroy his technology. Yahweh is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Yahweh, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. And that's music, you know. So this is Edom's last run. You know, the Heavenly Father's gonna let Edom do what he do, and the Lord's gonna do what he do, and we already know how that's gonna play out. So we'll see September 16th through the 20th how effective this whole blackout the system is going to be, right? You know, so with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Akakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.